children, welcome back to our class. In the last class, we had discussed about the formulas for finding the volume and area of cylinders. Do you by heart all the formulas? Okay, let's continue the lesson by doing the exercise questions on page number 176. Are you ready? Okay, first question. The base radius of an iron cylinder is 15 centimeters and its height is 32 centimeters. It is melted and recast into a cylinder of base radius 20 centimeters. What is the height of this cylinder? Do you understand the question? Okay, here there are two cylinders. The first cylinder is melted and recast to form the second one. Okay, here the base radius and height of the first cylinder is given, and the base radius of the cylinder thus formed by melting this one is also given. We have to find the height of the second cylinder. Let's start solving the problem. Since there are two cylinders here, let the radius of the first cylinder be R1 and the radius of the second cylinder be R2. Now, height of the first cylinder can be taken as H1. Also, height of the second cylinder can be taken as H2. Also, volume of the first cylinder is equal to V1 and volume of the second cylinder equals V2. Now, it's given in the question that R1 is equal to 15 centimeter. Right. Now, H1 is equal to 32 centimeter. R2 is radius of second cylinder, 20 centimeter, and we have to find the value of H2. We know that volume of the cylinder is equal to pi r square H. So volume of the first cylinder is pi r1 square H1. Okay, which is equal to pi into 15 square into 32. Why? Because r1 is 15 and H1 is 32, which is equal to pi into 15 square is 225. So 225 into 32. That is equal to 7200 pi centimeter cube. Now V2 is equal to pi into R2 square H2, which is equal to pi into R2 is 20. So 20 square into H2. 20 square is 400. So 400 H2 pi centimeter cube. Clear? Now we have V1 is equal to V2 because the first cylinder is melted to form the second one. There the volume remains the same. That is 7200 pi is equal to 400 H2 pi. We want to find H2, right? So we can write 400 H2 pi is equal to 7200 pi, interchanging the sides. Then how will you find H2? H2 is equal to 7200 pi divided by 400 pi. Then this pi and pi gets cancelled. These two zeros gets cancelled and 72 divided by 4 is equal to 18 centimeter. That is, the volume of the second cylinder is equal to 18 centimeter. Clear? Now let's move to the second question. The base radii of two cylinders of the same height are in the ratio 3:4. What is the ratio of their volumes? Here also two cylinders are there, right? And it is given that they have the same height. Okay. And also the base radii are in the ratio 3:4. We have to find the ratio of their volumes. Let's start. As in the previous question, let the radius of the first cylinder be R1 and the radius of the second cylinder be R2. Then, given that R1 is to R2 is equal to 3:4. Okay. Now let's write this ratio by using a common letter R. Okay. So R1 is equal to 3R and R2 is equal to 4R. You have studied this method in standard 8, right? Also given that both cylinders have the same height. Let it be h. Only one height is there, so we can take it as small letter h. Now we have to find the ratio between their volumes. So V1 is to V2 is equal to, what is V1? Pi R1 square h. Okay. So pi R1 square h is to pi into, for V2 we have to use R2 and the common height h. So R2 square h. Now in the question itself it is given that R1 is equal to 3 and R2 is equal to 4 by the ratio. So V1 is to V2 becomes pi into 3R the whole square h is to pi into 4R the whole square h. Clear? Which is equal to pi into 3 square is 9. So 9R square h is equal to pi into 4 square 16. 16R square h. This R and R gets cancelled and also R square gets cancelled. Here pi and pi gets also cancelled. Then we get 9 is to 16 as the ratio. That is, ratio of volumes of the two cylinders is equal to 9 is to 16. Did you understand? Now you have to do this question as homework. I will give you the explanation. The base radii of two cylinders are in the ratio 2 is to 3 and their heights are in the ratio 5 is to 4. Here you can take two radii, that is R1 and R2, and also two heights H1 and H2. So R1 is to R2 is given as 2 is to 3 and 5 is to 4 is the value for H1 is to H2. Now first question is you have to find the ratio of the volumes, that is V1 is to V2. Formula is pi R square h. You have to substitute R1 and H1 for finding V1 and R2 and H2 for finding V2. Okay, then you will get the ratio of the volumes. Now the second question is, the volume of the first cylinder is 720 cubic centimeters. What is the volume of the second? To find the volume of the second cylinder, you have to find out what part of the total ratio of the volumes is the second cylinder. You will get the ratio of the volumes from the first sub-question. So, you have to find 720 into the number representing the ratio of the second volume divided by the number representing the ratio of the first volume. Okay. So try to do this question in your maths now. Okay, we will discuss the answer in the next class. Okay children, today's class is over. If you have any doubt, ask me through the WhatsApp group. Thank you.